Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is going to be the flick through for White Dwarf 507. We get some Genestealer tokens in this, just a quick what they look like. So come and join me on the desk and we'll have a look through. Right then lovelies, let's have a look at White Dwarf issue 507. Attack of the Alien Hybrids. So Genestealer Cults in this issue. We do have some bits and pieces. Obviously we get our missions. Then we have oops, that went well. Then we have basically these cards. Let's get rid of this. And tokens. So we've got Hobby Bingo as well, by the look of it, on a separate card. So I'm not going to take those out for now. They can stay there. Let's get rid of those bits up there. Let's put that there. Let's put the Hobby Bingo there. Rubbish on the floor. So we have, oops, right, what are these? We'll find out. Right. Okay, so we get a bunker progress card. We've seen plenty of those. We get a paint recipe card. We've seen plenty of those. And then we get these twist cards. 6 in total. We'll come to those. Let's have a look. A whole host of tokens for Genestealer Cults, Crusade Army, 6 cards for use in Warhammer Underworlds League, and a double-sided sheet featuring our scenarios of the month for 40k and Age of Sigmar. Right, so which our scenarios for the month: Mission 18, January 2025, Volatile Assets for Warhammer 40k, and the Relocation Orb for Age of Sigmar. Planet Warhammer, headlining hobby news, plus letters, miniatures from you, our readers. Some nice minis here. We've got Gortrek, Killboss Zagnog, Commander Dante, and Supreme Grandmaster Azrael. Okay, what's this? White Dwarf needs you. We want to expand our readers' content, and to do this we need you. If you would like to contribute to the pages of White Dwarf, these are the sorts of things we're after. Pictures of your beautifully painted miniatures and armies. You can find a handy photography guide on warhammercommunity.com. Letters about our wonderful hobby. What do you love about it? Questions about how featured models are painted, like the question in this issue's Hobby Hangout. Lore questions for Grombrindle, like the one featured over the page. Cunning tactics, how do you get the most out of your army? Your hobby hacks, a useful modelling tip perhaps, or some painting techniques you've used for years. Are you a part of a gaming club? We would love to read and see what you and your hobby comrades have been up to. Get involved, simply send an email with your letter and or photos to team@whitedwarf.co.uk. So there you go. Model of the month, At the Doors of Durin by Mark Banks. This is cool. This is a bookshelf insert. So I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and I love the scene where the Fellowship battles the Watcher in the water. So when I stumbled upon a Doors of Durin Nightlight online, I was excited to get to work. I knocked up a quick baseboard to build on and covered the majority of it in various sized chunks of bark, as I thought slate would be too heavy and maybe harder to keep in place. With so much rock to paint, I started with a base coat of Mechanica Standard Grey, then an extra large dry brush was my best bet to highlight all the texture. I used plastic tree armatures for the trees, then made simple tree roots for them out of modelling putty. The water is a thin layer of resin which reflects the light from the door. The Fellowship was then ready to enter the long dark of Moria. That is really nice. And with it lit up as well, even better. So, as it says, you can do an Ask Grombrindle. And then there's Vulture Warriors. So this here, I looked at this. This is a build for a Gallodark boarding actions terrain. And it's really good. It's also raised off of the table on feet. Speed Demons. There have been a lot of unusual noises coming from the White Dwarf bunker recently. No, we're not talking about the block rocking beats of our favourite tunes or the disturbingly frequent bouts of manic laughter, but rather the sounds of sawing, chopping, hammering and welding, not to mention the revving of engines and the occasional screech of tyres. The smell of burnt rubber lingers in the air. So, these look like potential kit bashes that might be featured next month. We then have some Gobapalooza and Kainan's Reapers. Worlds of Warhammer, a disquisition on why the Skaven are the best. Are they? Are rats the best? So, just an article explaining why this person thinks that Skaven are the best for them. Then you have your bunker articles. Oh, Iron Hand Strike Force. Quasitor 3. Or Quasitor. So that's actually a really great looking army there. And then we have Gorgit's Bad Company. Loads of orcs. So I like orcs. I'm not too keen on this more yellowy green. For orcs, I prefer my orcs like a darker green. Challenges. So for December, it was Gods of War, and you need to send your photos to them by the 30th of June. Your Volatile Assets mission, explained. Interesting stepped deployment zones along the long board edge. So yeah, that's an interesting deployment. And then you've got 5 I can't think of them off the top of my head. It's gone blank. Objective markers. There you go. I got there. 5 objective markers. 1 along the smaller deployment part of each faction, and then 3 across the centre line, going from left to right. And then the relocation orb. Now this is another interesting deployment where you're using quarters, opposite diagonally quarters on the deployment, But then you have 9 objective markers by the look of it, set up in a 3x3 grid pattern. Fires of Emberguard. So, Warhammer Underworlds. Hour of Ruin. Are these the twist things that we've been given here? These are the twist cards. So, they're double-sided. Warpstone Corruption, Emberstone Vein, Hoarder's Delight, Sinkholes, Catacomb Paths, Lost to the North. Fires of Emberguard, Cave In, Tunnel Collapse, Hissing Vents, Realmstone Cache, and Warren Tremors. Who's Warren Tremors? And then we're on to basic training, and this is the secret art of deployment. So deploying your miniatures to ensure that you get the best possible start to any game that you take part in. So yeah, and I think this is following on from last month. There was deployment talk in last month's issue. So coming from the military myself, you know, you always want to deploy in cover that gives cover from fire and view, because you can have cover from view but it won't protect you from incoming fire. So cover from view might be you're hiding behind a bush. It's not going to protect you when the bolt rounds start coming in. But cover from fire and view, for example, behind a berm, you know, or the banks of a river, or behind a low wall, or in a building, potentially will give you cover from fire and view. And using that information, deploying your troops onto the board should be a logical thought process. But yeah, then you have your orders, sir, for which there will be some solutions at the end of the magazine. Hobby Hangout, how to get ahead when painting faces. Cool. So yeah, painting dark skin and light skin tones, how to do it. I must admit, I'm not one for eyes, because when I try putting eyes on miniatures, they always look like boss-eyed, wonky-eyed. It just doesn't work for me. Showing a little more flesh. So, here. But yeah, then you have some colour call-outs here for various flesh tones, face tones. Satellite uplink featuring your mighty and magnificent gods of war. Nice one of Lionel Johnson. We have Abaddon the Despoiler here. Jane Jar. Love this. It's painted almost as if it's flayed skin. That is fantastic. Gatebreaker Mega Gargant by Kenneth Tan. Look at that. That is really nice. The Red Gobbo, Yvraine, and Gortrek again. Second feature for Gortrek. Then we have Angron and Mortarion. I love this kind of mothy detail on his wings. White Dwarf team play Bunker Bingo. So we have a Raven Wing ATV there. And we have some Goliath Necromunda gang down here. These guys are Genestealer Cults, and these guys are, they look like elves. my Eldari army and Sylvaneth, but my main project was Lumineth Realm Lords. The Quarry Rats. Here you go. So, Genestealer Cults. This is a nice, interesting scheme, actually. It's kind of a yellowing, sickly yellowing scheme. Giving you the colour call-outs to how it was painted for the miniatures and the vehicles. We have a Lehman Russ and a Basilisk. Is that what it's called, a Basilisk? And it looks like we have a conversion for this Broodlord, giving him some sort of like octopus tentacles. The motorcycle troops called Atalan Jackals? I can't remember. Aberrations. Right, Warzone Chalnath, Insidious Threat. So, this is Tell Empire, yet both sides become aware of the third player of the character. Genestealer Cults have awoken to summon their alien masters. So we are having this third faction enter the fray. So this is just background fluff to the Genestealer Cults in Chalnath. Some great artwork coming along with this as well. Quite a big article. What have we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double pages. Wow. The plan unfolds. Okay, so Crusade rules for your Genestealer Cults. So Crusade rules, Shrew strategies, agendas, requisitions, battle traits, Crusade relics, Crusade badges. So Shrewd strategy, no amount of armoured might or vaunted wonder weapons can ever equal the sheer lethality of a masterful battle plan properly conceived and cunningly executed by the blessed of the Brood. So just going through everything, and this is where your tokens will come in. Crusade badges. So didn't really talk much or give you much information on the Crusade badges, but we have what looks to be target crosshairs. We have some sort of radar scanner picture. Obviously the symbol for Genestealer Cults, ammunition resupply maybe, not too sure what this one would be, but this one looks like using different spearhead approaches to attack your enemy. Right, Sacred Death. So battle report for Kill Team using the Hivestorm box set. So yeah, I did get Hivestorm over Christmas. I wasn't really interested in the Aquilins. I have got rid of them. They've gone to somebody else. But I do love these new Vespid Stingwings. And again, as a Tau player, I've avoided buying Vespid Stingwings because the old models just didn't do it for me. The old metal and then fine cast ones, their poses just really didn't do the Stingwings justice. But these look fabulous. So here we go, battle report. In for it. I shall read this with some interest actually. as to how the game flows and plays. Looks like they're only using 9 of the miniatures, and then their little mechanical thing that comes with them. So there's only 9 Vespids here and 9 Aquila's troopers. So interesting. But I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing mine in a waspish type colour scheme, or maybe a hornet type colour scheme. Airborne Predators Strike Back. Nice top-down battle maps. Sacred Death secured. Looks like the Tempestus Aquilans won that one with a total of 14 points. Paint splatter, here we go. How to paint the Vespid Stingwings in the colour scheme that you've just seen. So, up to battle ready, and then slightly better, parade ready. Parade ready Vespid Stingwings. Lethis Assailed, Flashpoint Lethis. We're into Warhammer Age of Sigmar now. And this is just some background fluff onto Flashpoint Lethis. Siege of Lethis, Flashpoint Lethis. Battle Plan 1, Tactical Retreat. Battle 2, Raise the Watchtowers. Battle 3, Subjugate for Supremacy. And then we have Rules of Engagement. Spend your command points to score victory points. Just don't whiff the toe in. What? So, once again, it's time to step through a Balefell realm gate and embark on another voyage of discovery in the mortal realms. For this issue, I'm going to break down some of the idioms, slang phrases, and colloquialisms that you might hear around the table during an Age of Sigmar battle. So there you go. Learn the lingo. Emberguard, Warhammer Underworlds, streamlined gameplay. I'm liking some of these newer miniatures that they've produced. Armies of the Old World. 4 Old World generals continue their army building quest. So what have we got? We got Pride of Corone. So these look like men, armies of men, Bretonnians. The mighty Duchess Champlain d'Ave, or Avo, has been tasked with raising the peasant militia and preparing them for war. Cetra's Royal Host, Tomb Kings. Kazalev's Reavers. So what are these? Are these just Chaos Beastmen or something? And then War Gruzbog. So orcs on wolves. They look pretty cool. I like those. And then Black Library, Tatters of Hope. Last few pages. Da, 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 da. And then the various answers for Orders Sir. Right. Hope you enjoyed that flick through of White Dwarf. This is the painting bunker bingo for 2025. And then gaming bunker. Bunker scenario of the month, 10 points. Event or tournament game, narrative game, legal campaign game. For painting, rank and file, leaders and heroes, monstrous machines, psycho sorcerers and the supernatural, gods of war, elite units, leaders and heroes. What else do we have? I think that's all of them, actually. All the various different types. Scoring box 10 points. Line, horizontal, vertical or diagonal, 50 points. Entire grid, 150 points. So there you go. That is how it's done and how you score. So, hope you enjoyed that. As I say, flick through for White Dwarf 507, and hopefully you will join me in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.